along, little lapdog. You alone must work while the world sleeps.
Thomas, can you man the counter whilst I take my morning ride? Laura is not back yet.
Oh. Of course, of course.
Is everything all right, Thomas?
Splendid, ma'am. It was splendid at 6 o'clock this morning when I took delivery of the mail from Oxford. It will be splendid the day long till the hour of this evening when I get home in time for supper, and doubtless it will be splendid when the knock comes on my door in the middle of the night.
Do I perceive a hint of dissatisfaction, Thomas?
The letter carriers in Oxford have an 8-hour day, fixed, and every man has a half-day's rest every week.
I'm sure they do, but we have our own ways.
When I told them we work Saturday evenings, they laughed.
We are used to being laughed at by our superior city brethren. Minnie, I think perhaps powders and curls might be more appropriate in the evenings.
Yes, Mum.
Oh, Margaret, we have had a telegram for the rector. Has he spoken to you about it?
The rector? No.
Miss Higgs was carried away with nervousness and turmoil, and they ain't got a teacher at the school nor nothing.
Minnie.
Goodness, I had not heard. Thomas, did you know?
Yeah.
Well, I must go. In my father's day, we were responsible, he and I. Goodness.
Mum, if I'm only allowed to wear powders in the evening, then no one will see me, only you and Laura and Sydney.
But as I expressly explained, Minnie, this is only girlish practice for you. The world is not yet prepared for beauty such as yours.
Yes, Mum.
Slave hours, those Oxford postmen called our work days.
Slave hours indeed. Am I some feudal lady who keeps you tied to the wheel? Did I not personally ensure that you were excused working on Sundays? Do I not take out the mail myself sometimes on the Sabbath day? Thomas, I have always understood that we have the most cordial of relations.
We do, Miss Lane. Though I feel compelled to say cordial, entirely on your terms.
Thomas Brown, one day in Oxford and you have had your head turned.
It is my own head to turn.
Longer. Go on, you can do it. This way of writing has been handed down through generations.
Oh, Emma, you are here. Splendid. I hurried over as soon as I heard I was needed.
I didn't realise you were needed, Margaret.
As the rector's daughter, it has always been my pastoral duty to take care of the school children at such times.
But your pa is no longer the rector, since he passed away some while ago.
I do not mind. Indeed, I consider it a true pleasure to provide such a service to my community. My role here has been handed down across generations. Duty does not wither with the passing of my father.
I didn't mean to question your willingness, Mrs. Brown. Only...
And I am free and able to take the class. I am sure you have so many family responsibilities calling on your every hour. Let me relieve you, Emma. Children, I want you to show your appreciation to Mrs. Timmins for looking after the class until I arrived.
Margaret, I don't think it is...
Your little girl needs you to take her home, Emma. Miss Lowe's antique method. I know it well.
A little more colour here to show off those lovely cheekbones of yours.
Look at how I look. I do like being resistible.
Irresistible, Minnie.
Oh, isn't there a dance soon that I can go to?
There's the school bazaar.
I shall go. I shall go. Oh, but in the evenings.
I think we might make an exception in allowing you to wear a little face powder on this occasion, Minnie.
School bazaar! Oh, I shall be irresistible!
Minnie.
Thomas,
Evening.
you're becoming quite a regular in here. You'll have your own tankard next.
May we speak in confidence?
Of course.
If a man were to wish his circumstances of employment to be modified, to be more in accord with what I mean to say, those men in Oxford, they are not compelled to work every hour that God gives us.
Did you ever hear of the 8-Hour League? Tom Mann. Things are moving, Thomas. Miss Lane is a fair employer, I have no doubt of that. And make no mistake, whatever I say to you, I am not encouraging you to go into conflict with such a decent postmistress. But the benefits you might enjoy are in her gift, not by right. She may be generous and good-natured, but her whim rules.
You have put into words what I have been feeling of late.
Did you know, Thomas, that in your profession, those men who first banded together to improve their situation, they had to meet in secret. They called themselves a confederacy, protesting against low wages and extra duties. They had the support of some societies, journalists, and clergymen.
Men of the cloth.
It is a great Christian endeavor to seek humane treatment for working people. Men were sacked for taking on their employers, but in the end they triumphed. They won those rights that your Oxford postmen boasted of.
I simply want to know what to do. How I might approach gaining a Saturday evening at home.
Same thing. Same problem. Same answer.
And that is?
Organize.
It must hurt terribly.
It will be worse by the morning.
Now I am resistible.
Oh, I see that you are occupied.
I feel full of vivacity. I have no thought of sleep. I can hardly wait for tomorrow so that I might return to the classroom.
How marvellous for you, Margaret. Don't let me interrupt.
Patience, child. You must sleep. Because I must sleep. Yeah, shush, shush. Come on. Come on. Yeah.